Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Dan Quinn points at tackling issues in run defense woes. Fresh off giving up 266 yards on the ground on Sunday in the 31-10 loss to the Buffalo Bills, the most rushing yards allowed by the Cowboys since 2012, defensive coordinator Dan Quinn took the podium at the Star in Frisco on Monday to recap what went wrong for his defensive unit in the big loss. Buffalo running back James Cook accounted for 179 of those yards as he was able to break contain on a number of occasions and get around the edges for big gains. Added in, the Cowboys' defense missed 12 tackles in the running game alone, which allowed for the Bills' big day. The biggest impact on this game was our tackling and our ball hawking, Quinn said. We're excellent at those two things, and we had a poor performance in both. Our tackling wasn't up to the standard we've set. That is our secret sauce, our tackling and our ball hawking, and we didn't have it. When addressing issues in tackling, especially this late in the season, it's difficult to pinpoint a quick fix that can result in immediate success. Rather, Quinn looks at the base of the technique from his defense and how the scales could be swinging further away from tackles rather than to tackles. I would say it's more in the concentration piece, he said. The other is maybe you're too aggressive. You're flying past and not taking the right angle. Usually the truth is somewhere in the middle. In this case, we needed to take the extra step. We weren't going to lunge and miss, because we didn't have the right angle in taking the next step. The run defense issues were specifically highlighted in the absence of starting defensive tackle Jonathan Hankins, who missed Sunday's game with an ankle injury. In his place, rookie first-round pick Motzie Smith stepped in as well as Neville Gallimore and Carl Davis. I thought across the board inside, the guys played square and strong, but we just didn't create enough plays, Quinn said. Create some negative plays and knock them back further. From Motzie's standpoint, I thought he played strong and square inside. The challenge in stopping the run only increases in the coming weeks with the number 4 rushing offense awaiting in Miami on Sunday afternoon behind its two-headed monster of Raheem Mostert and Devin Achane. I think there's a relentless nature in the way they can attack an edge, Quinn said about the Dolphins duo. When you're going up against a team that has good speed, you really have to try to build a wall on the outside. There's all sorts of weapons they have, but with the speed you can use at running back from out of the backfield, in motion, use them in the backfield in empty sets, and bring it back quickly on jets, that's the type of speed that you better be prepared for laterally. Following the Dolphins, the Cowboys will see the number 2 rushing offense when another powerful duo in David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs lead the Detroit Lions into AT&T Stadium on December 30th. Tyreek Hill could play against the Dallas Cowboys, McDaniel confirms. After a shutout victory over the New York Jets on Sunday, Mike McDaniel confirmed Tyreek Hill could be back on the field for the Miami Dolphins' Christmas Eve game against the Dallas Cowboys. Hill is famously closing in on the 2,000-yard mark for receiving yards this season with 1,542 yards and 12 touchdowns so far. Currently, to me, if you are working in a player out before the game, inherently they're close. You know, if you are taking it to the game day and putting them through a workout for me, that is close enough that you couldn't rule it out, McDaniel said in his day after the game press conference. So, you know, as far as how it progresses during the week, we'll take that a day at a time. Hill leads the NFL in both receiving yards and receiving touchdowns this season and has helped the Dolphins to the first place in the AFC East. The Miami Dolphins takes on the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday for their Christmas Eve game with a chance to clinch the AFC East title, if their division rivals the Buffalo Bills lose to the Los Angeles Chargers. The Cowboys, however, could prove a difficult matchup as they've already secured their playoff spot and are reeling from a tough loss against the Bills last week. Dallas Cowboys encouraged to reunite with fan favorite WR for playoffs. Jarvis Landry remains without a team and the veteran pass catcher has been touted as a potential late-season signing for the Dallas Cowboys as the team seeks a playoff run. Landry's career took a difficult turn after he was released by the Browns in 2022. He signed a 1-year contract with his hometown Saints, but played in just 9 games. Hampered by injuries, Landry caught just 25 passes for 272 yards and a touchdown. New Orleans opted not to bring back the 30-year-old receiver this offseason. The Dallas Cowboys were touted as a potential destination for Landry by Bleacher Report. You can never have enough talent on the perimeter that understands how to separate. At almost 31 years old, Jarvis Landry may not possess the breakaway explosiveness he displayed at LSU years ago. However, 3 1,000-yard seasons and 38 trips to the end zone show a player who could produce immediately, Bleacher Report's Ryan Fowler wrote in November 25. By no means would he be expected to serve as a high-volume target, but he would immediately provide a pair of friendly hands in any offensive attack. And at this time of year, Landry would be an inexpensive addition that could help bolster a nice receiving core in the Dallas Cowboys. Landry could also be a good addition to the locker room. He helped change the culture in Cleveland when he arrived in 2018 via trade and still has some former teammates in Cleveland who would welcome him with open arms. It also appears that he left in good condition. The Jarvis Landry trade in 2018 was a key moment for our organization, Browns general manager Andrew Berry said when Landry was fired. Jarvis' on-field production and fierce competitiveness speak for themselves, but his leadership and team-oriented attitude impacted our culture in a way that will endure over time, even after his release. And you fan, what do you think of the Jarvis Landry situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.